Hello students, welcome back to my channel Quest for Knowledge. Today we'll be discussing all important questions from the previous paper. So it's a first quarterly August 2019 paper, economics, and then we have first quarterly test August September, this year one, and we have midterm paper of 2019, and we have midterm paper of 2002. We have second PUC preparatory of last year, and we have second preparatory of this year. Along with that, we will be discussing all important model papers, so that it will be a complete package for you to get answers and even an idea how to write for the exams. So if you go through with all of these, surely it is going to be beneficial for you for the coming examination. I hope this is going to be a very beneficial video for your coming examination. So please go through with this. The scarce resources of an economy has competing usages. The equation of budget line is P1x1 plus P2x2 is equals to M. This is the answer. The increase in total revenue for a unit increase in the output is the increase in total revenue for a unit increase in the output is average revenue. As income increases, the demand curve for normal goods shift towards rightward, because it also increases. Okay, so that is why it is rightward. Marginal product and average product curve are in inverse U shape. Okay, after this, normal profit means zero profit. Centrally planned economy, where all the major decisions are being taken by the government. Demand curve is always downward sloping. What is positive economics? When you discuss about the function of the economy, what it is and what was, that is considered as positive economics. Expand MRS, marginal rate of substitution. What is average fixed cost? So, the total cost, you're not going to have 1 marks, okay, but still it is important to know. Average fixed cost is nothing but the per unit fixed cost of production of a commodity. So, the formula will be TFC. If you write this much is also fair enough. TFC divided by Q is equals to AFC. What is opportunity cost? The next best alternative foregone is called as opportunity cost. So here, if it is asked for 1 mark, you have to write the next best alternative. But now it has been asked for 2 marks. So the next best alternative foregone is called as opportunity cost, and then write example. Example, Mr. A has 5,000 rupees. He want to invest in stock market, or he want to invest it in his own business or in the family business. So Mr. A invested the 5,000 rupee in his family business instead of stock market. So this opportunity he forgone in order to choose this alternative. So that is opportunity cost. What is monotonic preferences? A rational consumer prefers those commodity which gives him maximum level of satisfaction. That preference is called as monotonic preference. Mono means same, single. Okay, so single kind of a preference. However, we may offer him other alternative, but the consumer will choose only those commodity which gives him higher level of satisfaction. Mention the types of return of scale. So increasing return to scale, decreasing return to scale, and constant return to scale. What do you mean by inferior goods? Give example. So here you can see, what do you mean by inferior goods? Give example. These are the goods for which the demand is inversely related to consumers' income. The demand for inferior goods decreases in response to increase in income and vice versa. Example, cereals, toned milk, etc. So these are the inferior goods. Example. What are long run cost? Again, here you can see the cost involved in the long run are long run average cost and long run marginal cost. Next question, mention the different approaches which explain consumer behavior. We have quantity, we have cardinal approach and we have ordinal approach, which we'll call it as a quantitative approach, or for the ordinal we'll call it as a qualitative approach. Mention the two determinants of firm's supply curve. So tax, okay, unit tax is the one. Second is the price of the raw material. These are the two determinants of a firm's supply curve. Now let's discuss 4 marks. Briefly explain central problem of an economy. So here is the answer. In a centrally planned economy, the government or the central authority plan all important activities in the economy. All important decisions regarding production, exchange, consumption of goods and services are made by government. The central authority may try to achieve a particular allocation of resources of a consequent distribution of the final consumption of goods and services which is thought to be desirable for society as a whole. The government concentrates on the well-being and the prosperity of the economy as a whole. Example, education, health, service is not produced in adequate amount by the individual on their own. So government always go for the service motive. The government might try to induce the individual to produce adequate amount of such goods or service. Whenever it is necessary, the government may also interfere. The government may also interfere in few situations to achieve an equitable distribution of goods and service. What are the differences between substitutes and complements? Another question. Let's go through. So here are the question. Goods which are used in alternative to satisfy a particular need are called substitute goods. Goods which are consumed together are called complementary goods. Example, goods like tea and coffee are not consumed together but they are substitute for each other. Example, tea and sugar, shoes and socks, pen and ink, bike and petrol, etc. are complement for each other. The demand for a good moves in the same direction of the price of its substitute goods. The demand for a goods usually moves in the opposite direction of the price of its complementary goods. Actually, this has to be when the price of a good increases, the demand for its substitute goods also increases. Yes, for example, whenever the price of a tea increases, people will prefer for coffee at that time. When the price of a good increases, the demand of its complementary goods also decreases. Okay, so yes, the relationship between the price of a goods and demand of the substitute goods is positive. The relationship between price of a goods and demand for its complementary goods is increases. Yes, so this is all about the difference between substitute and complementary goods. Okay. So now let's go to the next question. Explain indifference map with a diagram. The indifference map with the help of a diagram is that the consumer preference over the bundle can be represented with the family of indifference curve showing the diagram. This is called as indifference map of a consumer. So all points on indifference curve represent bundle which are considered indifferent. Indifferent means will remain same. A rational consumer will always prefer more of the commodity which gives him the maximum level of satisfaction. We'll call it as monotonic preference. Example, however you may offer him like thumbs up, it is available for minimum of price, many other products. But if you want to have one type of a commodity which gives you immense satisfaction, only you will choose that whatever be the price. Example, how the people prefer for iPhone even its price is so high. So that comes under monotonic preference. So this is the indifference curve 1, 2, 3. This is X, which is the represents bananas, Y represents mangoes. So this combination gives him the same level. This is the family of various combination of products, which is indifference curve, which give him the same level of satisfaction. In the above diagram, OX we measure banana, OY we measure mango. IC1, IC2, IC3 are the indifference curve of a consumer, where it shows different level of satisfaction. The arrow that bundles on the higher difference curves are preferred. Higher the indifference curve, higher the level of satisfaction. So the consumer will always prefer for higher level of satisfaction, not the lower level of satisfaction. We have isocont with the help of a diagram. So what we'll do, an isocont is the set of all possible combination of two input that produce same level of output is called as isocont. Iso means same, quant means quantity. So we have here quantity 1, output 2, output 3. With this inputs, okay, with this combination of input, and we get same level of output. It is all possible combination of two input that produces the same level of output. The more we increase any one of the input, we'll get more of the output. So that is what it is. OY is the labor, OX is the capital, and we have three output levels, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Okay, and the two input combination L1 K2 K2 K1 gives us same level of output, which is Q1. And if we fix capital at K1 and increase labor to L3, output also increases and we reach to a higher isocont, Q is equals to Q2. So when marginal products are positive with great amount of one input, or the same level of output can be produced using lesser amount of the other. Therefore isoconts have negatively sloped. As you can see, the isocons are negatively sloped. See, in this combination K2 and L1, we produce this level of output, or K or K1 and L2, in this combination also we are producing the same level of output. If we keep one input constant and we increase the other input to a level from L2 to L3, then our isocont also increases from Q1 to Q2. Okay, from Q1 to Q2. So that is what, these all are the various possible combinations of input which produces same level of output. Explain the features of perfect competition. So the features of perfect competition is that it has large numbers of buyers and seller. The market must have such large numbers of seller that no one seller is able to dominate in the market. No single firm can influence the price of the commodity. Homogeneous product, it means they will be selling same type of the product which will be identical. The quality, color, design, packing, everything will have identical products and there will be no difference. So the firm, it is a perfect competition where there will be free entry and free exit for firms, and they are the price takers, not the price makers, and they have perfect information regarding the product, price, everything in the market. Along with that, it is easy mobility The mobility is also easy. There is no transportation cost. So these are the features of a perfect competition. Explain the law of diminishing marginal utility with the help of a table and diagram. Let's discuss. So the law of diminishing marginal utility is the one of the most important law according to cardinal utility analysis. H. Gaussian was the first to explain the law. Okay, and it was the first later it is popularized by Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall stated that the law of diminishing marginal utility as the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase of his stock of a thing diminished with every increase in the stock that he already has. It means the additional benefit which a person derives with an increase of a stock, stock of a thing gets diminished, gets reduced with every increase in the stock. The more and more you have, the less and less you want to have it. So the additional benefits gets diminished with the additional increase of the stock. So here additional unit consumed, the more the consumer consumes the commodity, the utility of the additional unit consumed diminishes. So that is what it is considered as the law of diminishing marginal utility. The consumption of a good must be identical. There should be of same quantity, color, size, and it should be completely continuous. After that, we have to write down this table: number of mangoes consumed, total utility, and marginal utility. Here we can see total utility keeps on increases, marginal utility keeps on decreases, goes to 0 and turns to negative. And then we have to draw this diagram. Okay, so total utility increases, marginal utility decreases, turns to 0 and then turns negative. So, and you have to write the same diagrammatic explanation of this diagram. By that easily you can get 6 marks. This is the law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility, it's formulated by Gaussian, later got popularized by Alfred Marshall. The statement of law is that whenever you increase the consumption of a commodity, the increase of the stock, the utility will get diminished. The more and more you have, the less and less you would like to have it. It means the more additional the commodity you consume, the additional benefits of the utility gets diminished. Assumptions are the consumption must be standard unit. Okay, it should be identical in the form of taste, color, size. The commodity should be used continuously. Consumer has to be rational, and utility must be in cardinal, and it has to be used in the numbers like 1, 2, 3. The utility can be measured here. Explanation of the law is that the law can be explained with the help of an example of a college girl who comes home and she starts drinking water to quench her thirst. First glass of water give her great utility, and she drinks her second water, and the thirst is reduced, therefore she will derive less of the utility. Similarly, she keeps on consuming third glass of water, fourth glass of water. The more and more she consumes, the utility gets diminished. Here you can see the total utility increases, but the additional benefit of the utility decreases, turns to 0 and turns negative, reaches to 0 and turns negative. And then you have to, the table represents what the table represents, that the total utility increases, the marginal utility decreases and becomes 0 and turns for negative. And then this is the diagram which you have to write. Okay, the diagram. Total utility, you have to draw this. This is marginal utility, and this is the quantity of a commodity, and this is utility. Though total utility increases, but the marginal utility decreases. That explanation you have to give so that you can get easily 6 marks. So this is the law of variable proportion. Resources of an economy as a whole are always limited in comparison to what the people in the economy collectively want to have. So the scarce resources, we have to make an alternative use of it. However, economy has to choose one out of many alternatives. So this is called as production possibility. Okay, a production possibility frontier is nothing but a graph that shows different rate of production of two goods that an individual or group can efficiently produce when limited productive resources are there. Production possibility frontier can understand with the help of the diagram. Example, when a corn is being produced, zero, then the cotton can be produced to the maximum. When you increase the production of one good, then you have to decrease the other. And when you are producing some corn maximum, then you have to stop producing the one, because the resources are scarce and wants are limited, and you have to choose, okay, how you are going to produce it. So this is called as the production possibility frontier. So here it shows the combination of corn and cotton. Okay, and when corn is being produced a maximum, then cotton is to the minimum. And when the resources are in the production of cotton, the resources are used in the production of cotton at most. So the more the one product is produced at maximum, that time the other product is not, we are not able to produce the other product. When you're producing the other product to the maximum, then we are not able to produce the one product. So cotton, when you're producing corn to the maximum, you're producing cotton to 0. When you're producing cotton at 10, then you're producing corn as nothing. So that is what you have to define. And the production possibility frontier is always convex to the origin. It's concave to the origin. Okay. Explain the movement along the demand curve and shift in demand curve with the help of two diagrams are there. And we have a question, explain the short term supply curve of a firm with the help of a diagram. And then we have this practical oriented one. So let's do them. So here this is the question. This is the movement diagram. Okay, movement means either increase or decrease. So this is movement diagram. Movement along the demand curve. Movement along the demand curve, we know that the amount of goods that the consumer chooses depend on the price of the goods. So price of the related goods, taste and preference, income of the consumer. The demand function is the relation between the amount of goods and its price when other things being constant. The demand curve is the graphical representation of the demand function. At higher price, demand will be less, and when the price is low, demand will be more. Thus, any change in the price leads to movement along the demand curve. So this is the diagram for this. When the price is high, demand will be less. When the price is less, demand will be high. Okay, so the shift in demand curve, we have two kind of shift in demand curve occur because not only for the price, because due to any other things also we can lead for the shift in demand curve, but movement is specially related to price. Shift in the demand curve can be explained with the help of a diagram. So here let us see what happens to the demand curve if there is change in the consumer's income keeping no change in price. So here we have the price same only, but the income is being increased by the consumer, so he'll prefer to buy more of the quantity. Okay, when there is decrease in income, the consumer will prefer to buy less of the quantity. The price is constant here. But there is a shift due to other reasons. Here we have taken the example of income. So this is the demand and this is the quantity a consumer is preferring. But when there is increase in income, the consumer can prefer more of the quantity, so that the demand curve shift from here to rightward. When there is decrease in income, the demand will also get reduced, so the demand curve will shift from Q to Q2. Okay. Other things remaining constant, if the consumer income increases, quantity demand for the goods increases, and there is a shift in the demand curve to right. Such is when income increases, demand also increases, and for inferior goods, the demand curve shift from D to D2. It means Q to Q2, because all income increases, the demand for inferior goods decreases. Okay. Hence the demand curve shift left. Let us see what happens to the demand curve if there is a change in price of related goods. If the price of a related goods changes, the demand for the goods changes as each level of its price. Hence, there is a shift in the demand curve. If there is an increase in the substitute good, the demand curve shift right. If the price of coffee increases, consumer will shift to the other hand. If there is increase in the complementary goods, the demand curve shift to left. So these all are the various reasons how we can have a shift in the demand curve. So that is it. If you write this much of the for this question, it's fair enough, and you will get complete 6 marks for this question. Okay. Here we have the next question. How to determine the firm supply curve with the help of a diagram. Short run supply curve of a firm. We first determine the firm's profit maximizing output level when market price is greater than or equal to the minimum of AVC. AVC, market price should be equal with the minimum of AVC. Suppose the market price is P, which exceeds the minimum of AVC. We start out by equating P1 with SMC on rising part of SMC curve. This leads to the output level Q. Note also the minimum of AVC, which does not exceed the market price P1. SMC is not decreasing. P is greater or equal to AVC are fulfilled when market price P1, the firm output level is short run, is equal to Q1. Okay, SMC. The diagram shows the firm's profit maximizing output levels in the short run for the two values P1 and P2. When the market price is P1, the firm's output level in the short run is equal to Q1. When the market price is P2, the firm produces zero profit. We determine the firm's profit maximizing output level when market price is less than or equal to the minimum of AVC. The market price is P2, which is less to the minimum AVC. We have argued that profit maximizing output produces positive output. Then the market price is greater than or equal to minimum of AVC. So if a market price is P2, the firm produces zero output. Combining both the cases, we can come to conclusion that short-run supply curve is the rising part of SMC curve above the minimum of AVC together with zero output. In the below diagram, whole lines represent that short-run supply curve of the firm. Here we can see when this is the MC and this is short run average cost, and this is AVC. Price, at least it should have to be minimum of AVC. Minimum of AVC. Okay, the price should be greater or equal to minimum of AVC. Here we can see in this price where AVC, price is equal with minimum of AVC, and where SMC is intersecting with price, so that is the maximize output where firm will be attaining maximum profit. Okay, the market price where SMC curve is intersecting, that quantity is the firm is producing, okay, to earn maximum profit. So this is one case. The another case is P2. If the market price is this much, it means when the AVC is higher than the market price, in this situation, the firm will be producing zero profit. Even the output will also be zero. The firm will not produce anything when the market price is this much. It means AVC less than AVC. Then the producer will not produce anything. The output will be zero because the profit will be zero. So where the SMC supply curve is getting intersected with the minimum of AVC curve, so that is the maximizing profit. The firm is attaining the maximum profit. So this output is the maximum, this quantity of output where the firm will attain maximum profit. A consumer want to consume two goods of the price banana. Banana price is ₹4. Okay, and the mango price is ₹5. Income is 20. Income is equals to 20. How much banana can she consume if she spend her entire income in bananas? So let's take P1 is 4. We'll take X plus P1 X1. We don't know the quantity. Is equals to 5 zeros are 0. Income is equals to 20. 4x is equals to 20. X is equals to 20 divided by 4. X is equals to 5. Here we need to write she can consume consume 5 bananas. B1. What is the question? How much mangoes can she consume if she spend her entire income on that goods? Okay, now we'll represent 4 as 0. 4 zeros are 0 plus 5 into y is equals to 20. Y is equals to 20 by 5. Y is equals to 4. 5 fours are 20. She can consume 4 mangoes in her entire income. Third question, is the slope of the budget line downward or upward? Answer is downward. Fourth question, if you want to have more bananas, you have to give up mangoes. Is it true? D1, sorry. True. This is the answer. Okay. Now missing product. Missing product is TP. We need to find TP so that if you add all of this, first of all, the question is here you can see the same question. We don't have the TP here, okay, and we can calculate MP here by taking the formula. How to calculate MPL? Formula is TPN minus TPN minus 1. This is the formula, okay. So 0, we have 0. 0 plus 0, 10 minus 0, 10. Okay. 10 minus 0, 10. 24 minus 10, 14. We have got the MP. The formula is TPN minus TPN minus 1. TPN minus TPN minus 1. We got the answer. Now how to take MP? MP for TP, what we'll do? We'll take MPN plus MPN minus 1. It means you add this. 10, 10 plus 14, 24, 24 plus 16, 30, 30, sorry, 24 plus 16, 40, 40 plus 10, 50, 50 plus 6, 56, 56 plus 1, 57, or else you can write 40 plus 10, 50, 50 plus 6, 56, 56 plus 1, 57. Now we need to take APL. APL is, what is the formula for APL? TPL by L. So here we have TP as 50. 50 divided by 4 is 12.5. Practice is more important. 40 plus 10, 50. 50 plus 6, 56. 56 plus 1, 57. 0 minus 0, 0. 10 minus 0, 10. 24 minus 10, 14. And formula is TP divided by L. 50 divided by 4, 12.5. By this, students, we have tried to complete one paper. Similarly, we'll be keep on continuously discussing one and the other paper, so that it is going to be very, very beneficial for you for your coming examination. I hope you like this video. If you like the video, do like, share and subscribe, and comment your suggestions in the comment box, and do subscribe and support. Thank you so much for watching.